Niagara Falls, New York is still kind of a rundown place. I mean, it is, but yeah, the Canadian side is absolutely gorgeous, beautiful. So we took some tours to some areas outside of Niagara, like to Fort Erie and stuff like that, or whatever.
Right.
So really great experience. Had a really good time. And the ketchup does not have 39 ingredients.
Scott, start the show. He's back here. I had something on the TV, and it popped up. He started talking.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Jeez.
I did. It was my fault. I had things going on this thing here, and
that's okay. I had one of my sessions unmuted too, so it could have been mine.
Oh, okay.
Usually I try to keep my sessions super low so it still gets watch hours, but
you know what? I do that too, so I can still get watch hours. But it came. I thought it was me. It may have been you, but it sounded like, because I could hear our talking. Right. And I don't know whose show it was. I mean, I don't know whose TV it was, but.
Good morning, everybody.
Coffee in my cup, sun just peeking through. TV glowing in the kitchen like it always do.
Cheryl's laughing first, Jeremy's got that grin. Ryan's talking ports and plans, Ricky's reeling us in.
Go live together, start the day, sailing off while we still stay. They paint that water white and blue from my small town living room view. Go live together, rise and shine, talking trips that feel like mine. From cruise dreams to travel weather, I feel the world when we go live together. They're swapping little secrets on packing light, packing smart. Which deck has the quiet spots where the late night stories start?
Scott's breaking all the tech news with that Scotty J Screen Star shine. I'm taking notes on napkins while my eggs get cold on the side.
Go live together, start the day, sailing off while we still stay. They paint that water white and blue from my small town living room view. Go live together, rise and shine, talking trips that feel like mine. From cruise dreams to travel weather, I feel the world when we go live together. One day I'll book that cabin bag by the door, heart on my sleeve. Oh yeah. Till then I'll keep on cruising through that YouTube show Make Believe.
Go live together, start the day,
sailing off while we still stay. They paint that water white and blue from my small town living room view. Go live together, don't let go. You're my map and my talk show road. From cruise news to travel chatter, you bring us all on board. We go live together.
Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome in to the podcast, to the live stream, to whatever you're doing to watch us or listen to us. Welcome in. Let me tell you, I am so jealous of Beth. I don't know what she did. Maybe she couldn't breathe, and she said, "I just can't breathe if I go to Niagara Falls." I would have done that. I just hadn't put that on my list of things to do, but it was on my bucket list. So over the weekend, I told Jeremy, I gotta go. I just gotta go. You gotta take me. There's gotta be a land trip. So maybe I'll get to go see the New York, Canada Falls. Man, Beth was a lucky wife. Lucky wife is not being a happy wife. It was a lucky trip, spur of the moment. Was it a surprise moment, Scott?
I mean, it wasn't a super surprise, but it was kind of like a last minute trip. Again, I only live 5 hours from there, so the way I drive, a little bit less than 5 hours. So it was, I mean, I'm not sure why we don't go there more often because it is pretty close, and we would easily take a 5-hour trip to like Southern Virginia or something like that or whatever. So, I'm not sure why we don't, but we had a really great time, and the weather was, for the most part, good. It was like terrible the day we got there, beautiful the next 2 days, kind of not great on the last day. So, but yeah, all just a really great trip. Fantastic time. We explored all over the falls. We really went all out this time. We got like this pass, and that included like all these different touristy kind of things. And it's my third time in Niagara Falls on the Canadian side. And, we just didn't really do a whole lot the other times that we were there. But this time we just went all out. So we did the tunnels that actually come out behind the falls. So you take these elevators like way down, like hundreds of feet down to the bottom of the canyon. And then you walk down these long tunnels, and you can literally come right out behind the falls, or right down kind of like at the end of the, like right in line with the falls. So like if the falls were extended back out, you'd be kind of like right there in them. But the most incredible views, right? So I had trouble getting my camera to re-expose for the image. So I do have some video, but it's not as spectacular as what I saw from my own eyes. But yeah, it was just a really great time. And, so there's a lot of videos out there that say that the food in Niagara Falls on the Canadian side is very underwhelming. I would have to agree. There wasn't anything in particular that we had that we really thought was incredible. The poutine, of course, was really good, and they have a lot of varieties of poutine. At the end of the day, I think I still love like just the classic, which is just the cheese, the gravy, and the fries, right? And not all of the extra stuff that you can get on them, but so we definitely tried a bunch of that and stuff like that. But the one thing that is great is that their ketchup over there has, it's like ketchup anywhere in the rest of the world. It's got 4 ingredients, and ours has 39. Right. So, so kind of know that the food that you're eating over there is, it doesn't have all of the crap in it that our food has here, just because these other countries don't allow it like we do. So,
right.
You can taste the difference in the things. Like even when you have something that you've had in the US a bunch of times, you can just taste something different about it, and that different is that it doesn't have all the garbage in it that it does here. But we just had a really great time, and like I said, we went all over the place, and we toured, and we went, we toured like historic houses, and we went to Fort Erie, which was a battle between the United States and Canada, basically, but it was when Canada was still kind of run by the British. So, but so we just did a lot of historical stuff because we do historical stuff. We're a historical family. We love doing historical things,
Mhm.
so, and learning about history. So, so we did a lot of historical stuff as well as the, went all out on the tourist stuff and everything. I had a really great time. I have tons and tons of video and pictures and stuff like that, although I did not vlog. Okay. I did not vlog any of it, but I have plenty of material to put out some shorts. So I'll definitely be putting some shorts out on my channel about it. Yeah. And the other thing I had to get used to as well is restrooms, bathrooms are referred to as washrooms in Canada. So I had to keep getting, every time somebody says washroom to me, I don't know why, but I giggled a little bit because it just sounded a little strange to me. But anyway.
And you're right about the washrooms, because when I'm talking to Rob on the phone, he'll say washroom. I didn't know until maybe 2 weeks ago, and this is true, what he was talking about. I thought he was talking about where you go wash your hands. That's what I thought, because he works in the service industry at the airport, and washing your hands is something I thought was the washroom. So the washroom is real until I found out.
And I see here in the chat too, Mike reminded me of something, because I actually sent him a message and I complained about it. Paper straws. And so there's no plastic up there, right? So it's paper straws everywhere, right? I hate paper straws. Paper straws are insanely difficult to use. And if you were anywhere where there would normally here be a plastic spoon or a plastic fork, instead it was wood, right? So like a really thin wood. So that wood kind of feels a little weird in your mouth, I think, a little bit. But, so, stuff like that. The positive side of it was that everything was cheaper in the sense that the Canadian dollar was only worth 70 cents. So every time we spent a Canadian dollar, it only cost us 70 cents instead of $1. So things were a lot cheaper, and I was actually turned it into a big game. Every time I would buy something, I would wait for either my Google Wallet notification about a charge to my Amex or something, or I would log into like my Amex or my Chase account to see what the conversion would be, because they would convert it automatically, like pretty instantly. And I would see, so if I spent, $13 or something like that. Like I went to Tim Hortons, I got 2 coffees and a box of Timbits, and instead of it being like almost $14, the conversion, it was actually only like $8. So I could get like 2 cold brews and 20 little Timbits, and it was only like $8 and something. So so I was really enjoying that, seeing that everything was so much cheaper, and it's a psychological thing, I think.
Well, that might get us up there because it's cheaper. That will do it.
I mean, that exchange rate is going to be variable, but for the most part, the entire time I was there, it held. Held at like 70 cents or whatever. So, and I actually walked past an exchange at one point, and they had some currencies in the window. The British pound, I don't understand that monetary unit, but it is wickedly strong all of the time, right? It was, like it was worth $2, so, I mean, if you were from Britain over there, I mean, you were really living it up, because I mean, you were getting everything half price, basically.
Oh, wow. I like that. And then the next thing, ladies, I know you've seen this on commercials and what do you call it? Amazon. And all of this, y'all seen this lady come out with this little, oh, let me tell you. It looks like this. I bought this for the upcoming cruise because I said, oh man, they're saying it does wonders. So you open it up, and remember, you've seen it on TV, every commercial. And I said, if it's on TV, I'm going to check to see if it's on Amazon. And it comes like this. You don't have a color to pick out or anything. So guess what? I used it this morning for the very first time. I say, Jeremy, he was sitting right here in front of me. He said, I said, Jeremy, what does it look like to you? He said, oh, baby, you're glowing. I said, really? Because it looks like the regular makeup that I usually buy. You know, it costs $29 on Amazon. So, and $29 is $29, okay? And it probably costs $29 on the website that shows on the advertising on the TV. But I said, if it's being sold on Amazon, let me try it. And so I said, really? I'm glowing? He said, oh, let me check. So he turned off the light that goes over the computer. And then our curtains are orange and yellow in here. And so he said, maybe, just maybe, it could have been the curtains or the light, because it looks the same as the makeup that you normally wear. Okay. And I pay less than $29 for the makeup that I wear on the cruise, on the show. But here I said, I can't tell any difference, so I don't know. And I don't know what to say about it. Okay, the next thing is, oh God, dog. Gerald and Will G. I remember your names for winning, but it was a third person, and I can't remember. Scotty J said, I will write it down for you. Well, yesterday on the Nerd Herd, they talked about it, you know, and I said, well, let me tell them we're going to start back doing giveaways. Well, not really giveaways. We're going to put the members in a bucket and pull from the bucket for members to get something each month. So we're going to start that in August. So I told them, I said, we're going to do this in August. I was in Epsilon's chat. We're going to do it in August. We're going to start back in August. And then that's what made me remember we need the list. There were 3 people. Gerald, Will G always tells us to bring the bag of his to a cruise that we're cruising with him on. Okay. Gerald will mail hers with the third person. If you are the third person, honestly, please tell me if you remember who it was. Then, what is it? Oh my God. Jeremy did I got candy, takedown video of the gazebo. You know, we got a pop-up gazebo that we put up. But granted, it was windy yesterday. It was so windy but it felt good because it may have been hot, but you didn't know it was hot. you felt cool. In fact, Canna went and got a jacket, but why I don't know. But it was cool, and he had 3 failed attempts on taking it and putting it back together in the thing. And I think he put it on Patron. Did you put it on Patron? Not Patron. What's that thing? Patreon. That's what that thing is. Yeah, I have to say it because Scott, I've been saying it wrong all this while. Guess what I've been saying? It's either 2 words. Wait, Patron or penetration. And I don't know. Sometimes I'm sorry,
I could make a joke right now, but it's the morning show, so I'm not.
Scott. You left me on my own accord for maybe 3 days or so. I don't know.
What, Peach?
And I've been really messing that word up, Patron, because it seemed like it's like the liquor, Patron, but then they put up here Patreon, so I can remember. And then
That's what I said. I said, you know what? You can call it tequila if you want to.
Yeah, right.
Yes, I saw that, but they think the penetration is the wrong word to use.
For the morning show, maybe.
I just don't understand.
Save that for your Wednesday night show.
Right.
But listen, and here's another one. They are going to do a Texas meetup. They're getting that ready for a Texas meetup. And if you hear my phone go off, because my phone goes off even if I put it on silent, I've got to really turn it off for it not to ring. But see, here's the deal. I can't turn it off because my oldest daughter is getting married. And I'm so excited. But she's getting married. Oh my God. I lived to see the day. I did. I really did. And I like the guy. We like the guy. He's good to her. He's good to us. He's good to me. When I go over there, I don't have to worry about if Jeremy is getting all the stuff we've took over there and gathering it up. My new son-in-law, will come and make sure I get in the car, get seated and everything. He's such a good guy. Oh, Ryan told us before the show that he had to pop out because he had, I don't know what he said, but he said he had to pop out for work purposes. But
Whenever I see him getting the headphones down with the red cord on it, I know he's getting ready to go into a work call.
yeah, but he told us what it was, but I can't remember. And while you've been gone, guess what? We told you the doctor said, I'm talking to Scott now, you guys, because he's been gone on a beautiful vacation to Niagara. But while you've been gone, I got this new Cadillac. It's called a wheelchair transporter. And you sit in it. It's like back in the day, Scott, and I'm telling the truth. This would be called a wheelchair, but because it looks like a wheelchair, feels like a wheelchair. But here I said, in a wheel, what is it called again? Oh, a transporter, right? Oh, yeah.
Transport wheelchair.
Yeah, the doctor had the people call. We didn't ask for it. The doctor had the people call us saying that they were going to come and deliver it on Saturday. So we said, oh, okay, we got a Saturday show. We don't want to sit still, and have them come to the house. So I said, well, Jeremy, why don't you go and call them back and see if we can go and get it. And so we went into Dallas. I mean, man, it was a long way. So far that me and Hannah went to sleep. But we got it. It's my new Cadillac. And I'm pimping it out. I'm getting, those you know, those, I've already picked some of it out, like my rollator. But you know, some of those things that you see on cars that, what is it called? Those lights that go underneath the car, that show up underneath the car. I'm getting some of those from Amazon to put underneath my transporter. And I'm gonna pimp it out. I've already started though. I've got a Bud seat that's covered and Galaxy, and I got a thing on the side right here. I can put my phone. Go ahead.
TV exhibit thing, right? When it's all done, you got to do a whole video like they did in my ride.
Okay, I am. I'm gonna pimp my ride out. I'm gonna pimp it out just like I did that rollator, because I pimped the rollator out, and some people said, "Oh man, I've never seen a rollator like that." Yeah, you never met me before. So I'm gonna have it done by the cruise coming up. But Rihanna and Mike are coming to Texas. That's the big news, everybody. That's the really big news. They're coming to Texas, and there's a group that's been started, and it's been really blowing up this morning, you know. And this is the only group that I really dove into, was this group, the meetup, because there's always a meetup in Florida, Georgia, whatever. We never have one in Florida. I mean, wherever I am, Texas. So that's all the news I have this morning, because that's, oh yeah. This is the biggie. I watched 2 morning shows this morning, The Conscious Cruiser and Kurt and Marcia. And they talked about, both of them talked about ways to get to the port that you're going to. And for me, I'm really going to miss Galveston, because we could just zoom across the island and be there at the port. Now we have to drive 5 hours, and I get really antsy on the highway. Lord, I do. I don't like going through Houston. We were talking about that. I hate Houston traffic. I really, really do. Every time
I noticed at the end of the intro there is a small video clip that depicts a couple of people who were sneaking out in the wee hours of the morning, who were probably going to be home chilling out in their own house before the Uber even picked anybody else up.
Right. That's right, because I tell you, and I got a bucket full of candy, you guys. That's why I be eating candy during the show. I do. I have a bucket full. And what I don't have in here, I used to have in my rollator for my Gigi babies. And they would go over there and look through it. I would have those Rice Krispie treats and all that other stuff. You know, I'm a good Gigi. Oh my God. I'm the best Gigi. In fact, my grandkids say, you are a better person than you were to us when we were growing up. Yeah, y'all were badasses. But these kids, they're so loving, so sweet. But you can start the show now, because I'm going down memory lane, because Shani is getting married. Okay, come on.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome into Go Live Together. We are your morning team. I am
She's
Jeremy.
getting married this week. Okay, I'm done.
I am Jeremy, and I'm accompanied by Scott and Cheryl. Good morning, and welcome in hashtag Team Replay. If you are here for that reason, first of all, thank you guys so much for coming in to watch and listen to the show once again. And if you are here for that reason, leave us a hashtag Team Replay in the comments section. But for those of you that have joined us on the live stream, good morning and welcome in.
I got one more thing to say. I'm sorry. And Scott, while you've been gone, everybody has got a podcast, man. you know, and you have to sit there and you have to talk, and I don't know. I don't know. I feel evaded. Is that a word? Evaded. I don't know.
Everyone's got a podcast and everyone's on Patreon, right? And I remember when Patreon was just a way for people to pay you for your content, right? And then now I guess they've had to pivot into a content platform in order to stay alive.
Mhm.
I've got too many women in my life to ever have the time to do any of that. So
Mm.
I've got, currently I think I've got somewhere in the neighborhood of like 50 million women
Mm.
in my life that I have to, interact with on a regular basis.
Mhm. And you all see me back a little bit. Let me tell you, this is what happened. I know it's not my segment, but let me tell you, I had turned it over. Jeremy left me. He said, "Are you okay?" I said, "Yes." But I started messing around with stuff. So in order to mess around, I have to scoot because I don't have anybody to push me. This is a push thing. Well, I've pushed myself back a little further. I'm uncomfortable on these pads. So I'm sitting here just saying, I'm not comfortable. I'm not comfortable at all. But don't get up. I can last for 30 minutes. Okay. I just wanted to let you know. Oh, that was a chirp moment. Yeah.
Let's get into the cruise news, y'all. Okay, Carnival. I just wanted to show y'all that real quick. This is what it looks like right here.
Mm.
Yep. And Carnival is doing this right here. They are marking America's 250th with a giant 40-foot hat.
Mm.
As the Carnival Pride was home in Baltimore on Sunday, the Carnival Cruise Line hosted a patriotic celebration to honor the 250th anniversary of the United States with local partners, veterans, business leaders, and government officials. The event is the first of a series that the cruise line has planned for various home ports in the days leading up to July 4th. This celebration included a 40-foot tall inflatable Uncle Sam hat on the top deck during the ship's embarkation, along with a historic color guard to kick off the celebration. As America's Cruise Line, we were proud to celebrate America's 250th anniversary in our home port city, said Christine Duffy, Carnival Cruise Line president. We're bringing people together to honor our nation, celebrate the local community, and thank those who protect our freedom. Part of today's festivities included dedicated military and first responder tribute. Following the national anthem, all military members and veterans in attendance received a specially designed limited edition America 250 challenge coin. A festive cake, perfect for America's birthday, was also part of the event. Of course, since Carnival Cruise Line has to include fun in every celebration, the Cat in the Hat was also part of the event. His patriotic attire matched both the honor and fun of the event. Carnival Pride departed Baltimore at 4:30 p.m. for a 7-night sailing to the Bahamas with visits planned for Nassau, Princess Cays, and Celebration Key. The ship will be at sea on July 4th as she makes her way back to Baltimore for debarkation the next day.
Mm.
Carnival Cruise Line has confirmed there will be similar home port celebrations for other ships in the Carnival fleet. One or possibly more of the celebrations will be held in Long Beach, home of the Firenze, Radiance, and the Panorama. The 3 vessels are not home ported on the same days, however, and is unknown whether 1, 2, or all 3 ships will feature celebrations. Tampa, home of the Carnival Paradise, will also host an America's Birthday celebration. The Fantasy class ship will be home ported on Thursday, July 2nd, but the exact date for the festivities has not been released. Jacksonville will also host one of the special celebrations with Carnival Elation while Carnival Elation is in port. The closest departure for the ship before July 4th is also Thursday, July 2nd, but the event may be on a different day.
Hmm.
The Norwegian Sun's troubled cruise sees another port dropped for repairs. Guests aboard Norwegian Sun are not sailing the cruise they'd originally booked, and the plans keep changing for worse, with another port visit dropped and an even earlier arrival to Copenhagen for what will now be 2 overnight stays before debarkation. The ship originally departed Helsinki, Finland on Wednesday, June 24th for a 9-night sailing that was to have enjoyed visits to Estonia, Sweden, Latvia, Lithuania, Poland, and Germany before arriving in Denmark on July 3rd. Cruise Hive has already reported how less than 24 hours after boarding, guests were informed of propulsion issues and significant itinerary changes. The visits to Sweden, Lithuania, and Poland were dropped, while another port visit in Denmark was added, and the timing in both German ports was adjusted. Now, a letter obtained by Cruise Hive has confirmed that a second German port, Kiel, on July 1st, has also been dropped from the itinerary, and Norwegian Sun will head straight to Copenhagen. And let me see if they're tracking the speed still. I know they were at 8 knots.
That's slow.
The last time we talked about it. Let me see. Nope. They don't. Oh, wait. Here we go. Satellite tracking confirms the ship is currently sailing at 11 knots, approximately 12 to 13 miles an hour, having departed from Riga, Latvia, where she spent Saturday, June 27th. The vessel is heading to Ron, Denmark, but will not arrive until Monday. Norwegian cruise ship drops Aruba port call due to availability issues. We're only halfway through 2026, but Norwegian Prima already knows that she will be adjusting her final itinerary in January of 2027. The voyage in question is a 7-night Caribbean sailing that embarks in San Juan, Puerto Rico on January 31st, 2027. Due to port availability, the Prima class flagship will no longer be able to visit Aruba as planned on February 3rd, 2027. Norwegian Cruise Line did not confirm what these operational challenges entailed, but it could be anything from port congestion to planned construction or maintenance.
Good morning, Mitch. I'm sorry. I did mention this meetup in Texas, so I've covered that. But go ahead, because Mitch has ideas as well to Mike from Canada. Some good ideas, really. Okay, I'm done.
The entire time I was in Canada, every time there was a commercial, every time I was in the restaurant or something, the World Cup was always on every TV in there. And every time there was a commercial break, there was I actually heard a message from the government of Canada, right? And the first time I actually heard that, because it's one of my older sound effects, right? I nearly spit out everything I had in my mouth because I thought it was hilarious. But
wow, very good.
One thing I wanted to bring up was I watched the replay of the show that you guys showed the video of the bra from the Carnival. Was that the Conquest?
Yeah.
Right? I was actually disappointed in the lack of engagement over that. Although it is kind of starting to become commonplace for a lot of these shorter cruises and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
it's the first time that I actually saw an instance on video, at least, where somebody actually, I don't know if you caught that in the video, but somebody actually shoved a CBP officer to the ground, right? So that's going to be way more than just a cruise line ban. You know,
Right.
like that's assault on a federal officer,
Federal.
right? You know, so that's a serious situation. You know, and I didn't catch who actually did it, but the video panned, and I saw the CBP officer actually getting up from being on the floor. So somebody clearly shoved him to the floor.
Yeah.
It's just incredible that, you know, people, I mean, I just can't get my mind around why people, like, you're on vacation, right?
You're on
You're supposed to be
vacation.
relaxed and chilled and, you know, maybe a little grumpy because the vacation's ending, right? But not to the extent where you want to just, you know, start fighting.
Yep.
Right.
Crazy.
I know. Because I don't, you know, why pay $1,000? This is my thing. And I've made a video about this too. Why pay $1,000 to go on a cruise to fight when you can pay that same $1,000 to one of these gyms? They got them all around Dallas. They got them all around Galveston.
Yep.
Anywhere. Just go to these gyms that you can box in a ring and be done with it. I don't know what it costs to box in a ring, you know, for you to go take lessons if you need them. Because clearly you need lessons, because the brawls that I see, you're not any Chuck Norris or Steven Seagal. You're not kicking butt everywhere and then leaving. So it makes no sense to me to pay that money. And it just irritates me. It really does. It irritates me because I heard somebody on the video that you sent say the baby, you know, the baby. Now that's what I picked up on. Somebody's baby was in the middle of all of that mess going on. And man, I can't imagine if the baby got hurt, you know.
I mean, that video I sent was from the New York Post, right? So, like, obviously that story was national, right? It was picked up by all the national outlets, but and I'm sure it didn't capture the entire thing either, although there's probably more than one phone that got pulled out and started recording, right?
Right.
But I mean, that was the clip that everybody was running with, right? So,
right.
you know, and I mean, I ran across it after a day of being out and about amongst some of the most friendliest damn people you've ever met in your life. Like, Canadians are so nice, right? They're so nice. They're so friendly. They're so pleasant. You know, nobody has attitude. Everybody is just, you know, so engaging and everything else. It's kind of like the United States 30 years ago, right? So, but yeah, so then I ran across that video and I was just like, I have to send that to you guys, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, it was a shame, you know, to see yet another instance of it. But the thing that I think I zeroed in on the most was that not only was it just a fight, which we see a lot, right? But just amongst the people, but they actually shoved a CBP officer to the ground. So now that's a federal charge. Assault on a law enforcement officer, in big trouble.
And Foodie, I'm with you. I think it's the alcohol. I do. I really do.
I don't think it was alcohol the next day in the morning inside the terminal. Nobody was drinking. Nobody had been drinking for like 12 hours.
I know, but it's a mess. It's got to be something that make people do what they do out in public. What did I do? I didn't touch anything. Oh, but can you push me up? See, this is the reason why I don't want to take this on the cruise ship because y'all will leave me at the place when y'all go get some ice cream or
Then we'll sit on the other side and we'll be like, man, Cheryl, you can't
Yeah.
get any ice cream with us. What's wrong? You
Right,
gotta get
right.
us to come over here.
See, I'm up close now. And let me tell you, that's my fear. I've talked to Hannah. I say, Hannah, don't get excited about going to kids club and you push me on the elevator and leave me. I can't get off. I don't have the rolling wheels. I have just the handle that pushes me to and fro. And I told Jeremy, you're going to get on the ship and you're going to see people and you're going to go meet people. And here I sit. I just know it. I don't know. I might have to take the rollator or something. I can't get a scooter because the scooter would be like, Cheryl, you don't know how to drive it. And I did see this when cruising Chris Sam. He didn't see it, or maybe he did and just bypassed it. In the casino, when he was leaving out the casino, and he ran over this man's foot. This man looked at him like, if you wasn't in that chair, I would do something to you. And see, I don't want to be that person because I can't actually stand up. See, I would have to get somebody to help me stand up. And then I would go walk over and say, look, now, I didn't like that look you gave me. Let's turn that frown upside down and make it to a smile. And then I would get back into my thing here. What is it called?
Transport wheelchair.
Yeah, transport. Why can't we just call it a wheelchair? It makes no sense. It's actually a wheelchair. The only thing that's missing are those big wheels that people use. I guess they don't do that anymore because people hands would get caught in the spokes or whatever. I don't know.
They still got them.
They do?
Yeah.
Well, I wonder why the doctor didn't tell them to get me one instead of this. I don't know. Go ahead with the show. Let me drink my tea. Maybe I need to drink some lemongrass tea. I love lemongrass tea. I just found this in my life. So there you have it. I'm done talking. I am done talking.
Since
Gonna do this.
Since Rob's in the chat, I have to bring up this story. It is about his favorite airline. That's right, American Airlines aborts takeoff after a jet crosses an active runway. An American Airlines flight bound from Miami to Bermuda experienced an unexpected delay on Saturday when it was forced to abort its takeoff after a business jet crossed its runway at Miami International Airport. An airline spokesperson said that American Airlines Flight 308 had initiated takeoff procedures after receiving clearance, but stopped when the flight crew saw that another aircraft had entered that runway. At one point, the two aircraft reportedly came within roughly 1/3 of a mile of each other.
That's too close. And I'm not a pilot. I know that's too close.
At the time of the incident, around 6 p.m. Eastern Time, air traffic control audio captured a tense exchange between the controllers and the business jet pilot. You just crossed an active runway, an air traffic controller told the person piloting the business jet NetJet's flight EGA 434. The pilot replied, "You just told me to cross the runway, sir." The controller responded, "No, we said Amerijet 461. Private aviation company NetJets told CNN that the aircraft was being operated by a third-party maintenance vendor at the time of the runway incursion. The close call is just the latest in a spate of recent aviation safety scares that have made headlines as the busy 4th of July travel period approaches."
I'm thinking, I think it's time for American Airlines to bring back their old famous slogan, but for it to have a completely different meaning, right? And for those of you who don't remember, American Airlines slogan used to be something special in the air, right? But for a completely different reason now.
Right. Okay.
But guess what? They need to say that and stay in the air and not come out of the air or get up in the air or whatever. I don't know. But
Yep.
they used to be better back in the day. They did. They used to be better.
And listen, I have never had a good experience on American, even when I was on American first class, right? It was the worst first class experience I've ever had. The best first class experience I've had was on United, right? So United, everything you would expect from first class, right? They called me by name and, and it was perfect, right? The entire experience was perfect. But American, it was so bad. And when I told the flight attendant about it, he said to me, well, hopefully your day is better. Not I'm sorry or what could we have done to, it was a bad experience. So.
Wow.
Yep. Disney Cruise Line is giving travelers an added incentive to book a discounted sailing this summer. The cruise line has launched its guaranteed with restrictions offer with a limited time increase featuring significant savings on upcoming voyages. From Friday, June 26th to Monday, June 29th, guests can take advantage of a 30% off on voyage fare for select summer 2026 sailings aboard 4 ships, including Disney Wish, Fantasy, Treasure, and Destiny. The latest offer is only valid for new bookings in the Guaranteed Stateroom with Restrictions category, IGT, Inside, OGT, Ocean View, or VGT Veranda on select sailings. Disney Cruise Line is also offering summer discounts of up to 30% for Florida and Canada residents, in addition to special military rates and onboard credit for members of the U.S. Armed Services and their families. The summer savings come as the award-winning cruise line touts new and refreshed entertainment offerings for families taking to the sea. 30% off if you want to go on Disney this summer. That is awesome.
Speaking of Disney stuff, I just finished this weekend TA training for Disney.
Really?
I was doing it in hopes that I would be able to get a discount on tickets to go see Danny and go with them to Epcot. The good news is, as a travel agent who completes the courses and takes the annual test, you do get 50% off Disney tickets. However, you got to get at least a 2-day ticket, which makes it the same cost as me only going 1 day, at regular prices.
But you get that free 1-day ticket though, right? You get that free 1-day ticket, or you get 50% off. You get a free 1 park 1-day ticket.
I'll have to double check that because I didn't see that in the benefits area. It only told me that I could request a 2 to 10-day ticket at 50% off. Right.
Well, then it just went away because I was there not long ago, and I still got the free 1-day. I didn't get the 1-day ticket, but I still had the option of the free 1-day 1 park ticket or 50% off like a multi-day ticket.
I'll have to read it again then, but I'm the only one who went through it. Mel hasn't done it yet. I also noted though, for those that are out there, you have to have your own CLIA number. You can't, like, if you work for an agency that has a CLIA, at least that's what my franchise manager said, that Disney, you have to have your own, which is $139 a year.
So CLIA costs about around $100 a year or so. However, with my agency, I get it for $60.
See, that's nice. With mine, it would actually be completely reimbursed, but you have to get to a certain tier of sales, which for me being part-time, it's always close, but never actually right there. So
gotcha. Yeah. So I get it for $60, and then you do have to renew it every year, obviously. right? And it does take a little while to get it, but you do get your own number, and then it also associates with your host agency as well.
Yeah.
So,
And it's something I'll probably do because I was looking for travel agents. You can get some travel agent rates for the cruise, and it looks like they drop it in 3-month blocks. They actually had the Wish interior for 2 people, including gratuities, was like right at $1,000 for a 4-day interior cruise. On Disney, that's not bad.
That's not bad at all.
Not bad at all. And then you also once a year can get a space TA rate, and you can only do that once a year, which is basically, hey, they have space available, and it's not the reduced TA rates that they publish that you can get multiple times a year. It's literally, hey, for like gratuities and fees and maybe $50, we'll let you get on this cruise ship, and you can do that once a year, but you have to call them to see what's available, and you can't pick your room or anything like that. You basically just say, okay, here's my money. When do I get on the ship?
Mm.
now, Universal, as far as I know, Universal is still the best TA benefit out there. You get once a year, you get a free 3-day hopper ticket.
Oh, that's cool.
As a TA, again, you have to complete your annual training, right? But you get a free 3-day hopper ticket, and you can get up to 4 additional 3-day hopper tickets for 50% off for guests to come along with you.
That's not bad.
And you don't even have to use that companion benefit all at once, right? So you could, get your free ticket and then maybe like bring 1 or 2 people with you. And then you could go another time in that year and use like the 2 additional 50% off tickets, maybe for you and 1 other person or something like that. You could do it in any combination you want, but you get 4 50% offs and 1 TA 3-day hopper. And all those tickets are hoppers, which is, necessary if you want to ride Hogwarts from park to park. Right?
And I'm wondering, Dallas just now opened Universal Kids Resort. I'm wondering, would that apply to that, considering it's a part of Universal?
I mean, you have to go in and look. I don't know. But
I would actually do that. That would make it worth it for us because it's right here.
Yeah,
and
Frisco,
we're already
Texas.
thinking about going anyway, even paying full price. But if I can get a good discount, that would be cool.
yeah, but that's the best benefit that I know of from a TA perspective, is that like fully free ticket, 3-day ticket, which is, these days is close to a $500 value.
Yeah.
Universal prices have really skyrocketed over the last couple of years.
Mhm.
So, Ryan, real quick, did the training include anything about the resort transportation no longer being free from Springs?
I heard that. I didn't see it in the training that I took, but reading some stuff, it's not just, from what I understand, the transportation buses. There have been reports posted in the Expedia Cruise group, as well as some Disney groups, that you can't walk from the ticket and transportation hub to Magic Kingdom on that sidewalk that takes you by the Polynesian and the Grand Floridian. That security's there, and if you don't have a reservation or you're not a guest at one of the hotels, they turn you around and you have to go back and take the trams
I saw that.
to the to Magic Kingdom now as well. They're just getting insane. They're getting absolutely insane with this.
Well, and you used to be able to take the boats from Springs like over to like Port New Orleans or whatever, and get some beignets or something if you wanted, or that's a pretty cool park to walk around in and stuff. And those boats were all free as well. But now I would assume that if the buses are no longer free, then they're not going to be free either.
Yeah, they actually announced that the boats as well as the trams are only available if you have
a reservation. Yeah, you have a reservation or a ticket, or you're an actual Disney property guest.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
So like if
That's
you go
what
there,
it is.
which is going to negate us wanting to do any of the Christmas hopping stuff, Because normally we'd go park in the springs and then take the buses and look around the springs for Christmas, and then take the buses to the different resorts to see all the lobbies decorated, and then go back to the springs.
Mhm.
That's not going to be worth it anymore, because now, I want to go see all these decorations for Christmas. Well, it's $5 to park here. It's $20 to park here. It's $10 to park here. Oh, you don't have a reservation? You can't even come in here this time. So
right.
it's like,
You got to have
are
a
they doing?
reservation at the hotel.
What are they doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I remember years ago, right? Like back when I was like on Go Live before, right? And my son and I were down in Orlando, and we had driven straight to Boardwalk and were able to park and then go in and walk around Boardwalk. And that was like, I don't know, that was like in like January or February or something like that. It was like during like one of the really cold times down in Central Florida.
Mhm.
My wife and I went like maybe just 4 or 5 months later, and they wouldn't let us do it. They said the only way to come in if you're not a guest is to go to Springs and take the bus over.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
And now you can't even do that.
Stop that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing, but all I can say is I'm sure Walt Disney is rolling over in his grave with what has happened
Yeah.
over the last 10, 15 years with the parks.
I
Maybe
agree.
even longer than that, actually.
I do. I agree. Yeah. And because also Princess has changed, even if you've completed their training, you have to go back through training so you can qualify for the free cruise. Because we were looking at going on another cruise from Princess, and they said, nope, you got to go back through training. It's the new rule now.
And then we
Yeah, that's what happened. That's what happened to me. Like I had qualified for it, and then we just never took it. And then one day they were like, "Oh, nope, now you got to do training." And I was like,
Yep.
Now,
Yeah.
did you guys go back in to do the annual stuff each year, or did you just not go back in to do training at all? Because I know that there's like 3 or 4 courses that they update every single year, and to keep your Commodore status or
Yeah,
whatever
we had
status
we
you
had
have,
met
you have to go through the
Commodore.
refreshers every year. Otherwise, all of your benefits go away.
And then the website, it just went down for a while after I'd completed it, because we were really wanting to go on that cruise, and we were in booking mode, and we were looking at all the cruises, and all of a sudden there were none available at all.
Oh, wow.
And so the website was down. It said, please check back later, please check back later. And then it just didn't work. And so I
And
think
then now,
we have finally landed on Panama Canal as my intended destination for that cruise. So at least we have, we're closer to the planning stages on that, because I want to do the Costa Rica, the Panama Canal, that part of Western Caribbean,
I
not
want
the
to.
other.
I want to do
Not the other stuff.
one-
If it's on my Princess cruise, I want to go somewhere and chill, just like Scott and Beth did when they
Yes.
Costa Rica.
Yes.
I want that experience, and I'm gonna, be chasing it until it's available. Otherwise, we'll just have to head out one day and just do that Princess cruise, because Princess has become one of our favorite cruise lines.
Mhm.
I'm not saying don't do a Panama Canal cruise. They are, very popular, and they're very, a lot of
Right.
people love them. But for me, like having gone through the canal on a ferry, right? So what we do is our ship docked in Cologne, I think, right? And we took a bus ride out to the canal, and then got on ferries and went through the canal to the Pacific side, which is where Panama City is, right? Came out into Panama City, got on a bus, and did the hour drive back to the Caribbean Atlantic side of Panama to get back on the ship. Having done that, I think I would prefer, like, if I were to do it again, I think I would prefer to do that and not be on the big ships, because like the big ships were coming through while we were coming through as well. And like I was able to like actually go over and touch the wall of the canal, right? And
Hey,
and get a picture with the wall literally like just inches from my back and stuff, right? You can't do that on a big cruise ship, right? I mean, I was looking at those ships. I mean, they're towering up above the locks, and for me, it was kind of looked like it would be no different than if you were just like in a port or if you were just sailing, right? It was, I personally liked the experience of being on that ferry and being able to be kind of in a more intimate kind of connection with the canal. But it is a really great experience one way or the other going through it. It just takes a really long time, right? Because you have to move into each section and then have to fill up and, you know, and so on, right? So this takes a really long time. So you have to be super patient. But if I would do it again, I would do it exactly the way I did before, and I would not take an actual cruise. But I am not saying that to discourage anybody from taking an actual Panama Canal cruise, because again, they're very popular. It's a completely different experience. You should definitely do it if that's on your list of things to do. But
Yep, absolutely. But the hour is up, and Vicky, I believe, has went live.
Mm-hmm.
So we will let you guys go on over there, and y'all. Ty just walked in the TV and said, "I can't breathe."
Oh, wait.
Yeah, we will leave y'all with that. Thank you so much, Ty. Yes.
Love you, Ty.
Y'all take care of each other out there. Be sure to take care of yourselves. Hit that like button on your way out. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. And never, ever forget, from all of us over here at Go Live Together, we love you. Good morning and have a great day on purpose.
Mwah.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Coffee in my cup, sun just peeking through. TV glowing in the kitchen like it always do.
Cheryl's laughing first. Jeremy's got that grin. Ryan's talking ports and plans. Ricky's reeling us in.
Go live together, start the day, sailing off while we still stay. They paint that water white and blue from my small town living room view. Go live together, rise and shine, talking trips that feel like mine. From cruise dreams to travel weather, I feel the world when we go live together. They're swapping little secrets on packing light, packing smart. Which deck has the quiet spots where the late night stories start?
Scott's breaking all the tech news with that Scotty J Screen Star shine. I'm taking notes on napkins while my eggs get cold on the side.
Go live together, start the day, sailing off while we still stay. They paint that water white and blue from my small town living room view. Go live together, rise and shine, talking trips that feel like mine. From cruise dreams to travel weather, I feel the world when we go live together. One day I'll book that cabin bag by the door, heart on my sleeve. Oh, yeah. Till then I'll keep on cruising through that YouTube show, Make Believe.
Go live together, start the day.
Sailing off while we still stay. They paint that water white and blue from my small town living room view.